Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Bitcoin report for the 30th of April. We'll start with ETH here, but just before we do, I found a young gentleman in Thailand who's got a really good eye for Elliott Wave, and he's going to give us a hand with the crypto space. So we're going to create two portfolios, Portfolio 1 and Portfolio 2. Portfolio 1 will have about 5 main big cryptos in there, and the second portfolio will have about 8 smaller cryptos in there. He will do 5 charts per day, and they'll be posted on TradingLounge site. So we're just starting to get organized for that. So perhaps later next week, we'll see. I don't like putting timelines on things. It will happen when it happens. So we're working towards that. So that will be really fantastic because he'll be able to give us a different perspective on ETH and Bitcoin as well. But also really diving into those, the Polkadots and Cardonas and Links and BNB and so on. Yeah, we'll be looking forward to expanding that. And of course, that's everything on TradingLounge is accessible to everybody. I don't like dividing the service up into little bits and pieces because I really find it's important that even if you don't trade currencies, you still might want to have a look at where the Australian dollar is, or the euro, or the dollar index compared to gold, and how gold sort of relating to copper and the other, iron ore and all these sorts of things. So I think it's really important to get that sort of whole picture there, and that's why I don't break the service up into little small pieces and so on. So yeah, I just want to be a little bit more generous about that. But anyway, something to look forward to later next week. Okay, so with ETH here, I'm not sure about the count. I'm just counting it the way I see it in terms of wave 3 here with an A wave here, an A, B, and C for the B wave here, and then down for the C wave here. And I'm counting this as wave 1 and 2 here, but that may not be correct. This wave C could also go over here as a triangle pattern as well. So that means that we could have 2 types of tops here. We just need to be a little bit careful. So one of them is 1 and 2 here, and then 5 waves up in green here for wave 3, and then back for 4 and 5. But if we take wave 4, for example, and pop it here, then we'll just need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. So then we'll just be looking for 5 waves up here. So in terms of trading, then we'll just really look for this target area of 3,000 at that point. We'll just go into the tick chart and just pull this apart a little bit. I won't spend too much time on it. Wrong one. This one here. 15 should do it. So yeah, from the low here, it's quite obvious that we have a nice impulse wave here, so we can label that wave 1 and 2, and then wave 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, and 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 3, and 4 and 5 for the third, and ABC for the fourth here. That's all good. And up for the fifth here for the third, the fourth, and then 5 little waves up here for the third here. This haunts me a little bit here. I'll just double check that. It just looks like we've got 5 waves here. It looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like this is all the third wave, so that means that would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So it really looks like just an A wave coming into here with a B wave over here with an ABC over here for that. And then this wave C. So just be a little bit, not that it's going to affect anybody in terms of, trading higher. And the good thing is we're in group 2 here, 65, 72, and 80, so we can see that we're really here. Maybe we can just push up from here, but it just appears to me that we've got 5 waves here, so just be a little bit mindful of that. It's not going to be a big deal. It's not going to change much, but we'll be heading up to that lonely 3,000. Give it a bit of company. Yeah, so that's that really. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. I don't think I can add anything to that. I do need to go and have a look at the bigger picture. I'll try to do that on the weekend and scratch my head and whatnot about that. Let's check out Bitcoin. So I want to have a look at both sides of Bitcoin like we did yesterday as well. So I'm just leaving wave 3 up here for the time being, and this counts down here as an impulse wave, as you know. We've been over that quite a few times. Now we're looking for a rally. Now we've seen a rally into the box, the lower end of the box, the 50%. So there is a bit more space for it to move up. It could also be done and dusted here as well. We could just continue. We could have this as the A wave here, the B wave here, and then continue down further here. But we just need to be mindful that we don't get, because it is a little bit small. This B wave is a little bit small compared to the wave A here. I mean, I expect it to be smaller, but it's quite possible that we can, still move up here for wave C and then move down here. So no change. We just need to really work through all of this. Let's move in and take a closer look at this here. So let's just check on might just go to the tick chart, I think. Okay, this is Bitcoin on the tick chart, just 100 ticks, and so from the A wave here, I've just relabeled this a little bit here as well. We don't have our long trade in here. We were long here, and we've been stopped out here, so that all played out okay. I just want to go over this here so you can see what I've done here for this as such. So I've counted this up here as wave 1 and 2, so no real change there. Then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 the third wave, fourth wave, and then all the way up here for the fifth wave here. So that can make wave A here. Wave B is a bit small, I know that, and you can throw things at me for that, but I just want to count. And then looking at this here, it's kind of interesting really, because even though that wave B is a little bit small, if I just take this here, move that line, that would put, because normally there's some sort of equality between wave A and wave C here, so just looking at the length of this here, it brings us reasonably close to that as equality. But of course, and then we look from here as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and probably either that top or that top, it doesn't really matter, and 4 and 5 here for the third wave, fourth wave, and then looking at that as the fifth wave, which I really don't like. I don't like spikes. And I don't even see a nice 5 waves up there, and we could also put wave 4 here, which is probably a better fit, but it's hard to get 5 waves out of that little guy. But anyway, I was just sort of thinking 5 waves up for A here, B wave here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here for the C of A here. And then the B wave coming back here would be, the A wave to here, the B wave to here, and then wave 1 here, and ABC for 2 here, and then 5 waves down here for wave 3, and then 4 and 5. So that would make a nice ABC here. We're not really at the 50-60% retracement level where we're sort of heading towards. That's okay as well. Could this expand out any further? So I think that we need to, the 53 is the top of group 1, minor group 1. So we've got 50, which is the major level, then 1, 2, and 3. So we can normally expect a bounce off here. At what point can we go long, and what point should we be short if that's the case? Well, the short one's pretty simple because that's an impulse wave up here, so we could go short below that. Okay, not that it's going to get you very far. I'm just talking about sort of people in their traders scalping and so on. Could this be counted any different here? Yeah, I suppose so. Let's just say that I've got this length here wrong. This would be pretty well right here as wave 1 and 2 here. So could we put this here and look for a 38.2% retracement level? Well, possibly, but that's the 38 here and we're going up to 50 here for that. So that's probably not the case as well at that point. So we can see that this is impulsive. So if we thought that this was going to be a corrective wave up there, I'm just looking at both sides here, okay? This is just sort of deducting it away. We could look at it as some sort of ABC rally here. That would be possible. So then we'd need to count this up here. So let's just pull this apart a little bit. That's 5 waves there, so I don't really have to worry about that. Really need to look at that on the tick 20 tick chart, really. But I'll just see if I can make heads or tails of it. Probably need to look at that as 1 and 2 here and 3 here and 4 here, and then going up for wave 5, which would be 1 and 2 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave, fourth wave, and fifth wave here for wave C. So if, let's just say this could be a corrective move to the upside here. I mean, if it was, because we're just looking about going long, but before we look at going long, we want to have a look at, you know, if it is a corrective, you know, where would it turn, so to speak. So it's actually gathering a little bit of pace here as well compared to 1 and 3 and 5. So it's actually, the range is building, so it's building here. The levels we got 50, 53, and the next level is 55, but between that, before that we can look to 54. I mean, from 55 here we've got 1, 2 and 3 again, and then we got 5 sitting here, 53, 5, 500 there, and then we've got the next level's 8 after that, but then we've got group 2 in here, which is the 650, close enough, and the 720 in here to make up group 2. Anyway, you can sort that out. It's just moving it down. So really, if this was going to fail, then it needs to fail after this little 5th wave here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 here. So that means that it needs to fail. We've probably got 1 and 2 in here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So we'd need probably 2 more tops here for this, just banging it out. So if this was going to be corrective, that's where it's going to fail from at 53.8 at that point. So that means that we could go long on 54. I mean, just in hindsight here as well, if I was going to go long, I'd know that I would have this as an impulse wave here, so I'd go long above that, and then I'll bring it down to the next high here, and I'll be long here, and then my stop would be just under here for that. That's what I would do if I was there. And if I was talking about that right now, that's what I would be talking about, the same thing. But that's not the case. But I'll leave that there for the short side. But we want to talk about the long side. The time the video gets out, we could even do something in here as well. But I've got to consider the video being put out. So with the video being placed out, let's just use 54, shall we? And I'll just make that a nice dark straight line here. And the market should see some, if we're going to be pushing higher, we're going to see some sort of little classic trading levels pattern sitting here for this, okay? So that means that we can go long here. It's not at the bottom or anything, but it's safe. It's past this here. Okay, I'll just leave it like that. So, it's a little bit of a guessing game here, I have to say, with this. So, a bit of a guessing game that this is an A, where it could be the big B wave, but it's probably a bit small for the orange B wave. So that leaves us with this A and B here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Bit of a long shot. The other point with the good thing about the 54 here, as you can see, is it's coming back up to the first level of resistance here as well from this little consolidation here and all of this here. So this is where it's going to have problems right there. Yeah, so I mean, but anyway, we'll just play it out. The time the video goes out and all the rest of it, will either be cruising down here for a deeper move, or we'll have support on the 54 and we can go long from that point there. But just to recap here a little bit, let's just go back to the I mean, the main takeaway with all of this is that it's a little bit difficult to get this up here as 5 waves, I have to say, right? This move down here counts nicely as 5 waves, so we should be getting, and this looks a bit, because we got 5 here, that means we should get 5 over here. We don't need that green thing there anymore. So we're going to be going long from down here. Because this never finished off very nicely over here, it might be possible to call this an A wave here, a B wave over here, and a C wave down here for wave 4, and we're going to be going much higher at that point. And if that is the case, then we're long at 54 anyway, so that's okay, and we've traded up here and made money. So I didn't. I'm just hodling this market. But still, I've got positions all up through here, and you know, I've got 30, 40 positions all the way up through here. So I don't really care where the market goes. I mean, it'll be great if it came down into this position here to give us all a bit more of a buying opportunity, because we're still in the bigger picture. This is still a correction at the 50,000 here at trading level 5. It's not done and dusted with this yet. So coming down to 40 is not such a big thing. But anyway, well, it's hard to consider psychologically. It's hard to consider Bitcoin being bearish. But we're quite late in the trend coming up. So we can expect these larger swings in the market. So just to recap here, it does appear we've got 5 waves here. So that means that we need to be on our guard that we can have a B wave to here, which looks a little bit small, I have to say. And we wouldn't really be able to confirm that unless I could see a nice, you know, move down through here. And I haven't seen I mean, we are moving down into this, but yeah, it's just looking. It's probably the B wave at this point coming in here, and it can come down further as well, and I'll have to adjust that wave count there as well. But yeah, otherwise the A wave to here, an A and a B and a C wave over to here. So yeah, a bit of navigation to go in through all of this. It's not like we're in a trend and we're in pulling back, so to speak. So we're in the middle of a correction, and B waves can be quite complicated as well. I mean, if it was just a simple zigzag, well, then we'd have a nice 5 waves here and a 3 waves here coming back, and another 5 here. But with B waves, we can get triangles in B waves and all sorts of things. So. But everything's going pretty well. The only thing here is this little area in here. Obviously some big sellers came in at this point, leaving the wave count a bit skewed. Alrighty, I'll leave it at that. Yeah. Okay, cheers.